Okay, so in this video we're going to be talking about the God of the Bible allows polygamy. We're going to be examining the case of David and Solomon. So one of the main criticisms against the Prophet Muhammad by Christians and atheists is that the Prophet Muhammad had many wives. The atheist critics, of course, do not have an objective standard for morality, thus they are inconsistent here, but I want to focus on the inconsistency of Christian apologists. The Bible, the New Testament included, does not explicitly forbid polygamy. Nowhere does Jesus explicitly forbid polygamy in the New Testament. The Bible nowhere condemns polygamy. Even conservative apologists admit this. Even Christian apologists admit this, in their websites and in their apologetic books. But I want to focus on two cases in the Bible, and that's the case of David and Solomon. Now, if you read the Old Testament, if you read the Bible, anybody who reads the Bible knows the story of David and knows the story of Solomon. Now I want to focus on two verses in the Old Testament here, and that is that God gave David Saul's wives. So the God of the Bible, Yahweh Elohim, or Elohim Yahweh, whatever God's name is, gave Saul's wives to David. Now God wouldn't do that if he didn't approve of polygamy. We read this in 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 7 to 8. Thus said the Lord God of Israel, I gave David thy master's wives. So God gave Saul's wives to David. And we know that David, of course, is considered the king of Israel, and he's considered a prophet according to the New Testament. Solomon is said to have 700 wives and 300 concubines in 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 2 to 3. So the God of the Bible did not condemn Solomon for marrying all these women. Rather, the God of the Bible condemned Solomon for marrying foreign wives who led him into paganism. So the difference between David and Solomon was Solomon went into paganism or idolatry, according to 1 Kings, and David, of course, was a monotheist throughout his entire life. So the issue here is that God approved polygamy if we look at the case of David and Solomon. So the conclusion we can draw here is that using the examples of David and Solomon, who are praised in the Bible as the Bible describes David in 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 4, 1 Kings chapter 15 verse 3, 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 10 as being perfect with the Lord, and the Lord, a God of hosts, was with him. So God praises David as a righteous figure and somebody who was perfect with the Lord. So polygamy is allowed by the God of the Bible, even encouraged. The Mosaic Law, or the Torah, allows polygamy as well in Exodus chapter 21 verse 10 and Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 15. Of course, Jesus approved of the Old Testament and the Torah. See Matthew chapter 5 verse 17 to 19. So we can see the Bible praises David as somebody who was perfect with the Lord, and the Lord was with him. And even in Acts of the Apostles, David is considered a man after God's heart. That means God approved David's actions. Therefore, God approved David's polygamy, and God approves polygamy.